The goal for Mayor Johnson was to do no harm, and political consultants say he achieved that. Johnson is the first Chicago mayor since Richard M. Daley to testify before Congress. He prepared for several days and sought the advice of former Chicago mayors. The pressure was on. Mayor Brandon Johnson walks into the hearing room ready to experience a first for him, testifying on a national stage under oath.
The advice I would have given him going in was certainly to stay focused, not to go off message, to stay on message, not to be baited.
And Republicans did their best to bait Johnson, especially on topics that had nothing to do with the purpose of the hearing, including asking him about a room full of gifts the mayor's office received.
On March 18th, 2024, you received a Gucci tote bag. Do you know who gave you that? Gave the city of Chicago that?
Again, I was brought.
I'll take that as a no. I'm reclaiming my time here, sir. I am reclaiming my time.
Despite a testy exchange between Johnson and Texas Congressman Brandon Gill, political consultant Delmarie Cobb and other Democrats say the mayor held his own during a several-hour hearing that invited big city mayors to answer questions about their welcome city ordinances.
He was reserved, he was steady, he was very clearly practiced. I don't think there was ever going to be a win.
And Johnson was quite reserved when giving his opening statement.
The city's police resources.
Clearly explaining why Chicago is a welcoming city to immigrants. Some say the mayor's opening statement manner was a bit robotic for someone who is known for his oratory skills.
He was reading from a script and he was saying the right words, but it didn't really seem as though it was coming from the heart.
Experts say Johnson did not come off as polished as the other mayors, but he did achieve what he had to do during the hearing, and that is to keep his cool and do no harm.
This whole thing was a circus. It was already determined what it was going to be before Mayor Johnson arrived in Washington.
And before he left Washington, Johnson was asked how he judged his own performance and how he prepared.
I will say this. Being a middle school teacher in the Chicago Public Schools certainly prepares you for this committee.
Democrats say Johnson and other mayors had to be measured today because federal funding hangs in the balance. Democrats say Republicans were trying to use the hearing to embarrass Johnson. Many GOP members said Johnson and the mayors from New York, Denver, and Boston should be prosecuted over their sanctuary city policies, which many say that was kind of the point of this whole hearing. But bottom line is Johnson did hold his own.
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC 7 Chicago Eyewitness News.